2023, Atiku mocks Peter Obi and Tinubu over inability to select running mates. The 2023 presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), Atiku Abubakar, has taken a subtle jibe at presidential aspirants of the All Progressive Congress Bola Tinubu and Labour Party Peter Obi over their apparent inability to select running mates. Politics Nigeria recalls that Tinubu and Obi put placeholders as their vice presidential candidates in order to meet up with a deadline put in place by the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC). Tinubu picked Usman Masari and Obi chose Doyin Okupe. Both aspirants have a 30-day window to replace them. Atiku said, "The office of the president in particular requires the holder of that office must have clarity of the mind on decision making. That is why in countries that have acquired more experiences in democratic acculturation and choice that a presidential candidate makes about their running mates and how they make the decision provides a window of assessing their preparedness for the job that potentially waits ahead of them." According to Atiku, in meeting up with the expectation and more importantly to assure that I make a pick of a running mate that you shall be proud of, it became necessary for me to be introspective about my choice. He continued, "Governor of Delta State, Dr. Ifeanyi Arthur Okowa, and I share a lot of personality attributes in common. He's a fine gentleman, but tenacious. His experience as a senator will come in handy in some of the legislative reforms that are urgently needed to reformat our governmental processes. Ifeanyi and I are incurable optimists in the future of Nigeria and promises it holds as one united, peaceful, and prosperous country. Having him on the ticket brings a lot of assets to our campaign. In the months ahead to the general election, together with our great leader of our party, the People's Democratic Party, and with your esteemed support, we shall work very hard to ensure convincing victory for our party." Atiku Abubakar mocks Peter Obi and Tinubu over inability to select running mates. Interesting. Yeah, we know that Tinubu just picked Masari tentatively. That was tentative. I believe that maybe the choices are so much for him to choose from. For Peter Obi, most probably the talks that have been going on the merger, maybe he's looking at it that there's no need to actually pick a running mate right now since they have plans, they have other plans. Because LP, that's the Labour Party, and NNPP, the New Nigerian People's Party, they've been working, they are proposing or they are putting things together, they are strategizing on how they can wrestle power from the two major political parties, APC and PDP. They all have their presidential candidates. Atiku has been chosen by PDP and Bola Tinubu was just recently chosen by the All Progressive Congress after the conclusion of their primaries. Well, but what Atiku is doing right now is saying that these guys, that the fact that they are unable to pick their running mates, that it's a concern, it should be a worry, that these guys are not even prepared. That he did that hastily because he knows that once a presidential candidate has emerged, the next thing is that the running mate should be known, coupled with the fact that INEC gave a deadline. But I believe with INEC's constitution, there's a window of 30 days to replace. So they just put a name to it. It's a case of just putting a name to it. Then within the next 30 days, they will finalize on their decision. I don't know if Buhari is going to have a hand in this, but we know the party's chairman, the national chairman of the party, Abdullahi Adamu, he has stated that under the constitution, the party has no hand in picking the running mate, that there's nowhere in the party that Bola Tinubu can decide to pick whoever he wants. It's not elective. There's nothing like delegates on that occasion, and that is up to him. If he decides to pick anyone, that all they can do is to support the two of them, that's himself and his running mate. So the national chairman of the party has made that clear. So it's not like maybe he's not happy with the choice that they've chosen for him. It's all solely his choice that has been established. For Peter Obi, who's just emerged, he's just moved from the People's Democratic Party. Maybe Atiku is still mocking him on that wise for leaving the party, but Peter Obi gave his reasons for leaving the PDP, that he can see that he won't be able to offer constructive solutions to the country. He can't offer any constructive contribution to the party, I beg your pardon, to the country from that political party, from the People's Democratic Party. That was the major reason he said he joined the LP, and they gladly gave him the ticket. And as it stands, Peter Obi has got a lot of supporters. The youth are right behind him, because looking at the presidential aspirants, he's the youngest amongst all of them, and he's been in politics for a while. He has a good, a huge support base. Well, this is a strong message from Atiku to them, because Atiku is just mocking them. At the same time, while Atiku is mocking them, he gave his reason, the reason for choosing Ifeanyi Okowa. I think the same thing applies to PDP. Atiku had the sole right to pick his candidate, but what transpired was that there were two names that were popping up, Nyesom Wike and Ifeanyi Okowa, and they were taken before a screening committee. And I don't know how they eventually came up with Ifeanyi Okowa, but we can see that Ifeanyi Okowa is Atiku's preferred, is his choice. It doesn't look like Okowa was imposed on him, because he's saying it gladly that himself and Okowa, they share the same, they share common values, that they have a lot of attributes together. Their attributes align. It's coming clearer now why Wike was not chosen. Obviously, their attributes are not the same. Wike has told Nigerians and the country that what Nigeria needs is a mad person like himself. He doesn't deny it. He admits the fact that that's the way he is, and he has told Nigerians that that's the kind of leader they want. But maybe Atiku has looked at it that this one will be too tough for me to handle. Let me go with the one I can handle. And mixed reactions that have been coming. Some political analysts have looked at it that Atiku has really studied the both of them, and he feels that Ifeanyi Okowa is a more calm person that he can let me not use the word control, but someone that they can work together, that will not overshadow him or oppress him or take some drastic moves. Well, for APC to be a surprise if they eventually just keep that name that they've presented, Masari, it will be a surprise. Peter Obi has not made any move. He just put forward Okupe also as just to fill in the name. His reasons, they might be genuine, that of a merger that is in progress. But for Tinubu, I don't know what is delaying his own decision. The game have started. We know before any election, there are always claims and counter-claims. The contestants sending words to one another. It has all started. We'll see if any of these two will respond, Bola Tinubu or Peter Obi, if they will respond to Atiku's claim. Leave us your take, guys. Thank you once again for staying tuned, and please don't forget to like, share, and to subscribe till I come your way again on more updates. Bye.